Hello guys and welcome back to another video from Between the Ropes TV. Guys, I hope you like, share and subscribe to the channel. We've got some great content coming up. I'm going to go straight into it and talk about a topic which has been brewing really for the past few months, ever since his defeat to Alexander Usyk for the WBO, IBF and WBA World Heavyweight Championship belts. We're going to talk about Anthony Joshua and his new coach announcement. It's an interesting one because it's not really a new coach per se, like a new coach coming in. It's more of a promotion in terms of him appointing Angel Fernandez as being his new coach. Now, Joshua, he went over to the States a couple of weeks after, or a few weeks after he lost to Usyk. It was kind of becoming clear that rumours were circulating that he was going to be looking for a new trainer. So he went to America, and 4 or 5 coaches come to mind who he tried and who he did some pieces of work with. I know he did some pieces of work in the Mayweather gym, but he also did some pieces of work with Ronnie Shields. Ronnie Shields, to those who don't know, he trained Vander Holyfield, David Tua. He also trains the Charlo as well. Also, he did some work with Virgil Hunter. Virgil Hunter is very famous for training Andre Ward. Virgil Hunter also trained Amir Khan. He's got Joshua Buatsi at the moment. So there's a link there to 258 management, because Joshua Buatsi is managed by 258, who Anthony Joshua is, that's his management organization. Also, he did some work with Eddie Reynoso, who we all know has had Canelo since he was 15 years old. And look at the work he's doing with Canelo, Oscar Valdez, Julio Cesar Martinez. He had Andrew Ruiz. He no longer has Andrew Ruiz. And he used to have Ryan Garcia. And also he did some work with Robert Garcia, who is the long-term trainer of Mikey Garcia out the Oxnard gym. He's trained 13 world champions have come from that gym. He's had Bam Bam Rios. Brandon Rios has come out that gym, and he's got Virgil Hunter. He's got Virgil Ortiz Jr. My apologies, in that gym at the moment. So Anthony Joshua, he took his time. He went to some established names, big names. And all those coaches that I've mentioned have got different styles. Virgil Hunter, defensive fighter. Robert Garcia, an offensive coach. You've got Ronnie Shields and Eddie Reynoso, who can, they have different styles coming to them. So you couldn't really sort of put them, square peg them into a particular style, because you've got, so for example, Canelo Alvarez, who's offensively good but defensively good inside. You got Martinez in that gym, who's an offensive fighter. You had Tua again with Ronnie Shields, a very offensive fighter. But Holyfield, quite, he wasn't too bad defensively as well, as we all know. So Joshua had some good candidates to pick from, but he settled on somebody who he knows, who's had in his camp for about 3.5 years, who came to him from when he lost the first time to Andy Ruiz. And it's interesting, Angel Fernandez, because his background's not really well known. So he came into boxing. He came in from being an amateur boxer himself in Spain. He moved over to England. He linked up with a boxer called Danny Dignam over in the UK. But he was inspired by Ishmael Salas and Jorge Rubio. So Jorge Rubio, again, he had a spell coaching Amir Khan just before he got stopped by Bradis Prescott. Rubio and Ishmael Salas had like 2 of the best coaches to come out of Cuba. Rubio did wonderful work with Guillermo Rigondo, and Ishmael Salas has done some fantastic work as well. And look at, he's training with Dennis Ugas, as well over in his gym in Miami. So sorry, in Nevada, in Vegas, Nevada. So it's a he's had some good schooling, if you like, Fernandez, and you can see that in some of the work he's trying to do with Joshua. And people talk about Joshua trying to box a lot more now because he's more vulnerable, he's more susceptible, and he's mentally scarred from that loss against Ruiz. That all may be true, but what I've noticed is that this is the work of Angel Fernandez. Angel Fernandez is trying to bring that boxing finesse to Anthony Joshua, that footwork, that rhythm, that upper body movement. Now, Joshua is known for being very robotic from his early days, very robotic, very static, almost Frank Bruno-esque like. Um, people say he should stick to his strengths because he is physically strong, he's very powerful. And when Joshua puts it on you and he puts those punches together, it looks very impressive. But it doesn't hurt to have another string to your bow. And this is what Angel Fernandez will be bringing to Anthony Joshua. Now, it's an interesting appointment and an interesting promotion because it makes the mind tick. Is he going to deploy that style against Usyk in a rematch for whenever that happens? I don't think it happens next month because, as we all know, Usyk's literally fighting on the front line in Ukraine against the Russians. Hopefully, it happens later this year. Hopefully, none of the governing bodies take any action against Usyk. That would be absolutely appalling if they did that. But I still think Joshua's best chance of beating Usyk is to put it on him. So it's going to be interesting to see what game plan Fernandez comes up with against Usyk. For me, Joshua, he can box. Hell, I mean, he's an Olympic gold medalist. He definitely can box, but I don't think that's the style he needs to beat Usyk. And I don't think that's Anthony Joshua's best style. I still think his best style is fighting. But I think what he needs to do is get better inside the pocket, feel more comfortable with the uncomfortable. Plenty of times when you're watching Anthony Joshua, he looks a bit shaky. I wouldn't say he's chinny. But he does look shaky on the inside, particularly when he's being caught. I think he needs to improve that aspect of his game. If he improves that aspect of his game, he's got a much better chance against Usyk because then he can feel more confident putting it on Usyk because Usyk's likely going to catch him in short. Usyk nearly stopped him in the 11th round, don't forget. So this is what Anthony Joshua needs to be mindful of. If Angel Fernandez can help make Joshua make those adjustments, then it's a good appointment in my eyes. But we'll have to see because boxing Usyk isn't the smartest idea. Guys, that's my view on it. Leave your comments in the section below. What do you think of Anthony Joshua's appointment and promotion of Angel Fernandez? Do you guys think he should have went for somebody else? Maybe the names I mentioned. Should he stuck with McCracken or should he have gone for somebody else? Adam Booth, perhaps. We'll have to see. Guys, take care and we'll see you on the next video.